Okey, alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah dengan izin Allah dapat kita bersua secara atas talian pada pagi ini. Kita bersua pada hari ini sempena Kuis Open Virtual Day 2.0. Okey. Dan pada hari ini adalah giliran Fakulti Sains dan Teknologi Maklumat Kuis untuk berkongsi dan sharing dari segi ada satu topik yang menarik dan kita bawakan khas juga ustaz selebriti yang amat popular di Instagram dan media sosial pada hari ini, iaitu PU Azman. PU Azman ataupun lebih dikenali dengan nama manjanya Cik Man. Sekejap lagi kita akan berdiskusi lah ataupun dari segi sharing sedikit sebanyak. Sebelum tu adalah lebih baik untuk memberkati sesi kita pada pagi ini. Kita mulakanlah dengan umul kitab Al-Fatihah. Alhamdulillah. So untuk memberkati juga, jom kita perbaharui syahadah kita. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Dan untuk memberkati juga supaya majlis kita hari ini dalam rahmat dan redha Allah, jom kita istighfar dulu sebanyak 11 kali. Astaghfirullahaladzim. Okey, alhamdulillah istighfar dah. So sekarang ni jom kita selawat pula. Selawat kepada junjungan Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Moga kita dapat syafaat daripada Rasulullah. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sayyidina Muhammad. Okey, alhamdulillah. So itulah perjalanan hidup kita sebagai Muslim. Walaupun apa bidang saja, walaupun apa pekerjaan kita, sama ada kita ni di bidang IT ke, di bidang ekonomi ke, apa saja, yang pentingnya kita ingat tanggungjawab asas kita berkaitan dengan istighfar dan selawat. Maknanya insyaAllah dipermudahkan segala urusan kita lah. So bersama kita pada pagi ini adalah PU Azman ataupun lebih dikenali sebagai Cik Man yang amat popular sangat lah. So tadi kita dah tengok dia punya pengenalan sekejap. So saya baca sedikit lah. Tak kenal maka tak cerita, tapi kebanyakannya dah kenal. Nama sebenar dia PU Azman kita adalah Azman Shah bin Alias. Sebab kita kenal dekat TV ataupun tu kita hanya panggil Cik Man ataupun PU Azman. Kelahiran Kuala Lumpur. Kampung halaman dia kalau tengok pada biodata dia adalah daripada Negeri Sembilan. Orang Nogori serupanya. Walaupun Edeng pun Nogori juga, tapi nilai lah. Api asal Kelantan. So dari segi pendidikan, beliau adalah pemilik ijazah daripada Universiti Al-Azhar lah. Daripada kuliah syariah Islamiah. Dan bakatnya terselah ataupun dapat dicungkir pada rancangan Pencetus Umas musim kedua, iaitu pada Disember 2014. Dan kini beliau bergelar sebagai penceramah bebas, pengacara, pakar mitigasi dan pelakon. Pelakon. Maknanya cita-citanya tu tercapai lah. Sekejap lagi kita berkongsi, kita dapat direct daripada tuan dia sendirilah. And then fakta yang menarik berkaitan dengan PU Azman ataupun Ustaz Azman ni, dia seorang yang suka berjenaka. Sebab tu kalau kita tengok dia punya kuliah-kuliah ataupun tazkirah ataupun program-program yang dihandle dia tu tak kering gusi lah. Sentiasa nak rasa gelak aja. Okey. So, dan fakta menarik tentang PU Azman juga, saya tengok rasa dia ni merupakan seorang yang etis sebagai pemidato sejak daripada zaman sekolah lagi. Okey. Dan impian dia kalau tengok pernah menanam impian untuk menjadi seorang pembaca berita, host televisyen, aktor. Maknanya impian dia telah tercapai lah. Okey, tercapai lah. So pada pagi ini kita akan bersama dengan PU Azman ataupun Ustaz Azman, dan topik yang dipilih adalah berkaitan dengan Ustaz IT. Okey, kenapa Ustaz IT? Kalau kita tengok pada hari ini kita tak lari daripada penggunaan IT. Okey, gunakan IT. Tambah lagi dalam konteks sekarang ni pandemik COVID-19 yang melanda kita sejak 2019, 2020, semua duduk rumah. Sekarang ni lockdown pula. Okey, duduk rumah, PDPR secara online. So kami di Kuis pun benda tu dah jadi macam sebati dah. Mengajar secara online, belajar secara online. Okey. Dan alhamdulillah setakat ni dari segi pelaksanaan PDPR tidak mempunyai
Nama dia Ustaz Cik Wan Samsul kan?
Ya.
Saya tak nampak nanti tu Ustaz.
Bila ada tangkap sampai mata
Mata macam okey.
dengan tangan.
Yang dekat itu.
Dah start dah.
Asal dah?
Dah ambil.
Boleh cakap? Yang ambilkan tadi.
Masih belum.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start our session today. So I would like to request that you switch off your microphones if you are viewing from all over the places. We are about to begin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Datuk Haji Ahmad Amzad bin Muhammad alias Hashim, the Deputy Minister from the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Professor Madya, Dr. Muhammad Farid Ravi bin Abdullah, the Acting Rector of International Islamic University College, Selangor. Professor T.S. Dr. Zuriati binti Ahmad Zulkarnain, our keynote speaker. She is the Deputy Dean from the School of Graduate Studies, University Putra, Malaysia. Dr. Sharbaini Ahmad, a keynote speaker also. From the Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis. All the top management of Kuis. Dr. Juslinda Ghazali, the Dean from the Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis. Mr. Sobri Haimat, the Dean from the Faculty of Science and Technology, Fatoni University, Thailand. Dr. Faradila Ikmar Omar, the Director of Research and Innovation Center, Kuis. Mr. Abdul Basif Hamid, the CEO of KUISCELL Sdn. Mr. Muhammad Khairul Mustaqim Mustafa Kamal, the Director of Itrexc 2021, the Deans, Deputy Deans, the Directors, the Head of Departments, the Judges and Moderators, and all the participants and presenters, ladies and gentlemen. I greet you with the greeting of all the holy prophets of God. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And welcome to the second day of the third International Innovation, Technology, Research Exhibition and Conference 2021, or Itrexc 2021. This is the first time that we're having it online due to obvious reasons. To attain the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let us have the recitation of the dua by Ustaz Cik Wan Samsul Bahari.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, Tuhan yang menguasai langit dan bumi, hanya padamu sahaja ya Allah kami panjatkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu. Jadikanlah kami hamba-hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur, sama ada nikmat yang sedikit, lebih-lebih lagi kepada nikmat yang melimpah ruah kepada kami. Ya Allah, ya Karim, ya Alim, bersempena dengan seminar dan pameran Penyelidikan Teknologi dan Inovasi kali ketiga Itrexc 2021 ini, kami memohon inayah dan taufik-Mu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan serta kesihatan jasmani dan rohani. Bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada kami untuk menerima ilmu dan pengetahuan serta bimbingan para ilmuwan yang kami kasihi. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, sesungguhnya Engkau Maha mengetahui bahawa kami berkumpul secara maya di sini untuk majlis perasmian penutup Itrexc 2021. Justru berkati dan rahmatilah majlis kami ini. Kurniakanlah kepada kami ilmu yang luas. Sinarilah hati-hati kami dengan cahaya dan hidayah-Mu. Semoga dengannya kami mudah menerima dan menghayati serta mengamalkannya. Rahmatilah mereka yang hadir dan mudahkanlah urusan mereka, ya Allah. Ya Allah, ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, kurniakanlah kepada kami kesihatan anggota badan, kecerdasan minda, ketenangan jiwa, kekuatan semangat. Semoga dengannya kami mampu mendepani cabaran dan berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat diri, keluarga, masyarakat dan negara. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل اللهم فينا ولا معنا ولا من يتبعنا شقيا ولا مطرودا ولا محروما. اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا آخره وخير أعمالنا خواتمه وخير أيامنا يوم القاك فيه. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin ya Rabbil Alamin. Shukran ya Ustaz. To welcome you further to the second day of the program, I would like to call upon the Director of the Third International Innovation Technology Research Exhibition and Conference 2021, Mr. Muhammad Khairul Mustaqim Mustafa Kamal, to present to you his speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah, my highest gratitude to Allah for His blessing for granting me the opportunity to be a part of this third International Innovation Technology Research Exhibition and Conference Itrexc 2021. Her heartfelt thanks to community members for their magnificent effort and commitment to making this event become reality. We were honoured to be appointed by the Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Fstm, to organize the most awaited yearly exhibition and conference. On behalf of Fstm Kuis, we would like to express our appreciation to PPD Hulu Langat, KUISCELL, RIMC and Fatoni University for collaborating with us smoothly. This is the first exhibition and conference event conducted online, and we believe that this experience happened due to the outbreak of pandemic COVID-19, which hit us worldwide. The new norm implemented in our lifetime nowadays, our communication remain intact because of our technology has been innovated day by day. Information communication technology ICT has played its part in helping us living in this new norm. Thus, it has become a compulsory need in every house. All sectors start to adapt their work and business by implementing ICT with online marketing and e-commerce in order to sustain in the market, hoping with all effort, living endemic can bring happiness to all of us. The team pioneering adaptable and impactable innovation research was chosen to portray the insight of ICT academia, scholar, professional and expert in their preparation for facing the fast moving industry revolution. We expect many excellent exhibitors and brilliant research papers present at this exhibition conference. We desire to accomplish our objective of the event, to achieve accessible knowledge that could reach society. Thank you to all presenters and participants for joining this event online. Please stay safe and love yourself. Thank you.
I thank the director for his speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the essence of every conference is contained in the keynote speeches. And for the first keynote speech, we have for you yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Zuriati binti Ahmad, the Deputy Dean from the School of Graduate Studies, UPM. Here she is with her keynote speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ahlihi washabbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much to the Mr. Chairman and then the Honorable Dato Haji Ahmad Amzad, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Associate Prof. Dr. Farid Rawi Abdullah, Acting Rector of Kuis, as well as the Mr. Khairul Mustaqim as the Chairman of Itrexc 2021. Thank you very much for inviting me for this third Itrexc. So basically, I will present today as a keynote speaker for the title of the quantum technology and quantum communication opportunities and challenges. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So let me share my screen, right? Right. So as we know, before this, the people said that, oh, don't talk about quantum computer, don't dream about quantum computer because it's not there. But somehow it's already here. So that's why I take this opportunity to share with you about quantum technology. What is that? Very much important for quantum technology as well as quantum communication. So what are those opportunities and the challenges? So like Albert Einstein already told us that never give up on what you want to do. the person with big dream is more powerful than one with all the facts. Yeah. So back in 2000, yeah, during that time, the people said that, oh, don't do anything. That means don't continue your study for in the quantum computer. So we are not really sure it's going to be there or not. But somehow I have been asked, I've been sent by the government to do my PhD on quantum computing. So I think this is more challenging for me. Yeah. But I take that opportunity to observe, to find out, to explore, and come out with the product, okay, which is related to the quantum computer. So my PhD is actually fabricate the quantum devices that can produce quantum computer. So what happened around us right now, it started in 2007, where the elections officials in Geneva successfully used quantum cryptography for the voting. And then in August 2016, China launched the satellite, using quantum communication. So they call it as quantum satellite, based on fundamental law of physics. So don't think that it's not going there, it's not going to be there, but it's already there. Yeah. So I think quantum as a future that being told by Moscow, yeah, that he expected. It was in 2016. He said that 1 in 7 chance key cryptography tools will be broken by 2026, and the chance increased by 50%, 50% by 2031. And then Professor Jeremy O'Brien, he did mention, imagine in 2025 that quantum computers, while relatively expensive, are reliable, hugely powerful, and able to circumvent strong encryption up to 156 bits. How should business, government, and civil society prepare for such a future? So like Chris Monroe, he did mention that there is a market and there is a hunger for these devices. So basically the outline of my talk is actually including the introduction, quantum key distribution, the single photon, multi-photon, single, as well as the, end up with the conclusion. So basically, in order to understand the state of the art for quantum technology and quantum communication, it is very important to understand the concept of qubit. So qubit is actually quantum bit. So the underlying of this qubit, so from there we can actually produce quantum computing, and then can be implementing for quantum cryptography, right? So what is actually a quantum bit? As we know that the classical computer use bits, 0 or 1. But quantum bit, it must be somehow in the superposition state of 0 and 1 at one time. So we call it as two states denoted by the state of 0 and 1. So basically from this diagram, we can actually see what is classical bit, either 0 or 1. The quantum bit is supposed to be both 0 and 1 at one time. So it is actually all of 2 power of n possible permutations. So it depends. So how many qubits we want to consider for the experiment, right? So this is how a physical implementation of a qubit could use for the 2 energy levels of an atom. It can be for the ground state as zeros, we can represent as 0, state 0, and then excited state, which is another state, which is the state of 1. So this is actually about the atom. Yeah. So we can see that the electron is orbiting around the nucleus. So this is actually relate to our daily life. Yeah. How the quantum bit is actually there. Yeah. So if we want to understand properly based on the superposition, it can be denoted at the size state as alpha 1 with the ground state 0 plus alpha 2 with the excited state 1. So from there, the complex numbers alpha 1 and alpha 2 squared supposed to be equal to 1. So a qubit in superposition is in both of the state 1 and 0 at the same time. So this is the that means the fundamental concept, okay, which is very important in order to implement a quantum computer underlying of the qubit concept, right? So basically, based on the how we call this curve, from the diagram here, what we call it, Gartner mentions that a quantum computer is already there. Yeah? It's very important to pursue in quantum computing research. Yeah, so it's already on the curve. Yeah, starting in innovation trigger. Yeah. So it started already 2 years back before 2015. Yeah. All right. So so this is where the quantum computing has been highlighted in the curve, right? So this is the photos, the pictures about the D-Wave, which is a giant company that produce quantum computer and communication networks, right? So as being mentioned by the computer scientist, start with the idea by Feynman in 1982. He proposed the idea of creating machine based on laws of quantum mechanics instead of the laws of classical physics. And then followed by 1985, David Deutsch developed the quantum theory machine, showing that quantum circuits are universal. And then in 1994, Peter Shaw came up with the quantum algorithm to factor very large numbers in polynomial time. And in 1997, Grover developed a quantum search algorithm with a big O and square root n complexity. I think most of us really know this searching quantum algorithm. Yeah. So based on the Moore's law, we can see starting in 1970s, and then we are in 20s, in the years of 20s. So we can see that how the size of the transistors is actually improved. That means being increased. Yeah. So we don't know how small is the nano size of the transistor. So it might hit the quantum level around 2020. So it might be there right now. So basically, this is where quantum technology is making devices smaller and smaller. It comes to the nanoscales of the size for the nano. So reaching the transistor. So it might be reaching a point where classical physics is no longer a suitable model for the laws of physics. Yeah. So this is from the paper that being published about the size of the transistor, where it involved all the manufacturers: Motorola, Intel, IBM, AMD. Yeah. So they are working on that to come up very, very specific size of the transistor, more innovative. So it can be, the very small size of the transistor. It can be reached to until 0.1 nanometer, which is at the atomic radius, right? So far, of course, it's kind of physical constraint. If we are referring to the scientists, physical scientists, So of course, in the time being, basically based on the fundamentals of the physics. So this is where the state of the qubits, around three dimensions of X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z with the psi state. So this is basically the size of the processor for the quantum computer. So what we can imagine about the qubit, that would be the superposition of a life and death, which is 0 and 1 at the same time. So we put it in quantum box. Basically for that, based on the superposition that being introduced by Schrödinger equation, so that is the superposition states life and death at the same time. So this is what has been produced as we call it as quantum computing processor. This one on the right is IBM. This is also about the processor that being used by Google, IBM, and Microsoft. And then IBM also actually highlighted that, announced that advanced to IBM quantum system and ecosystem. So what does it mean? So IBM is actually provide free quantum computer that can be accessed online. So actually the quantum, that means the IBM produced a quantum computer that can be accessed online using a 5 qubits. So the n is actually 5. So we able to get 2 power of n, 2 power of 5, using a 5 qubits. So basically, we can do the modeling and simulation using IBM free quantum computing online. So anybody can access online. So this is actually 2 physical separate states about quantum communications where 2 physically separated parties can carry and share random secret keys. So this quantum cryptography allows them to verify that the key has not been intercepted. So if it's related to the security, it's actually based on the properties of physics rather than mathematical method of encryption. So what I would like to show you is actually the concept of quantum key distribution, which is based on a public key. So why we use quantum key distribution is promise unconditional security, which is based on quantum key distribution. So we managed to have it. We managed to make sure that the data keep protected from 10 to 30 years using the quantum key distribution. So quantum key distribution is allow the parties, senders and receivers, to verify that the key has not been accepted. So 2 physically separated parties can share, can create and share random secret keys. So this is the backbone of the senders and receivers, Alice and Bob. If the public channel is the one that we have right now, telephone or internet, which is we call as classical channel. And then you can see the quantum channel throughout the quantum optical fiber or free space. So it might need to have quantum state generator and quantum state detector. So Giles Bernard and Gilles Brossard, they came out with the first protocol of QKD. We call it as BB84, Brossard Bernard Protocol 84, using non-orthogonal states. So this is the experiment of QKD, where we need to have source, channel, and detector. So in order to carry out the experiment of quantum key distribution, is very hard, because it needs a lot of experts. We have to buy certain what we call it devices, which is very expensive. So basically, quantum cryptography is based on quantum physics law, and that it is also based on Heisenberg uncertainty theory, where the intruder cannot know what the properties of the quantum state. And then there is no such cloning theorem. So which is unknown quantum states cannot be copied. So this is why quantum cryptography is very much important. So who are the players in quantum key distribution technology? So from this diagram, you can see our country on in the map. China, US, Japan, Europe, South Korea, and Malaysia. So we have a certain what we call QKD devices, software that has been patented. Okay, how much is the market size? So this is a quantum information science group globally. So these experiments becomes very active right now. And then we start with the single photon QKD. But of course, it's kind of limitation because the behavior of key has changed using photon for the encryption is so sensitive information between parties in the network. So we start with the single photon. So that is the challenges, in terms of the MITM and PNS attack, limited of the number of single and that travel from the quantum channel, and then the transmission rate is very low, and somehow it is a limited distance coverage. So that's why that means the challenge is a multi-photon QKD. Even we use a multi-photons, but the emission of a multi-photons per laser pulse need to be considered. Of course, it solves the problem of nice or sensitive, and complicated photon. But the thing is, it provides long photon traveling distance and high transmission rate. Somehow, it is prone to MITM, PNS, and Trojan horse attacks. That might happen in single photon approach. So this is the difference, from our modeling and simulations work. to show that how the multi-photon and single photon that might cover the limitation of the single photon. And then, so this is the setup experiment. So where we can actually calculate quantum bit error rate. So in order to see, to verify that the experiment is very good, so we managed to get that means the small quantum bit error rate. That means the keyword value is small. So this can be shown from the graph here, from the key generation rates. It's shown that in increasing channel loss will reduce the key generation rate. So the higher rate of duct count with effect of the high Q-bar as duct counts will generate errors in the transmission. If when no eavesdropper is present. But with high detector efficiency will result in less quantum bit error rate due to most of the bits are received at the receiver. So high source replication rate will increase the key rate generation. Right? So we managed to get the optimal average number of photons that will be used to obtain the optimal secret key rate. Right? So a part of that, we also come out with the basic simulation tool for quantum key distribution experiment. So this is the devices actually need to be prepared before we carry out the quantum experiment. So as that means the price, that means the cost is very high. So because it's involved the board, the devices, the photon, the laser, it is very expensive, throughout the quantum channel. So that's why we come up with the quantum key distribution, quantum key communication simulator. So because we can see from here, it's a cost more than 1 million, right? So we, at the same time, we need the expert, and then we want to have the accurate result. So that's why we come up with the quantum key cryptography, quantum cryptography communication simulator, KUISCELL, KUISCELL. So these codes are able to emulate the hardware attacks for detector attacks and passive attack. So from these codes, that means the users can access this online. The users can actually estimate, what are the devices need to be prepared before they done the experiment. So this is that means they can tackle beyond the estimate budget. So this is that means the outcomes of the software that has been produced. Which is that means the outcome is to visualize the qubit. And then we can manage the quantum communication. So basically, this is the land page of the codes, where anybody can use it. So they have to register, but there is certain price. If you are a new user, you can use it. But after somehow there is certain package that you have to buy. Now you have to pay. So that's why that means the user can actually estimate the experiment where they need to use a certain photon, laser, and then the attenuator in order to set up the quantum experiment. And then they also can generate the result. They can run the experiment, so they end up with the what we call it view the result. So this is actually the KUIS, which is, actually is very good for those who are doing physics, computing, and they want to do quantum computing, quantum communication research. So the most important point that concern is about the data leakage statistic. So we can see that from the gray colors, it is around 42.57, which is the attacks, the data leakage throughout hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP. So that that's why quantum communication is very important. So it's already there in Beijing. They have Beijing Shanghai QKD backbone. In Tokyo, they have Tokyo QKD network. In Swiss, they have a Swiss quantum network, and in US, they have a QKD network, Columbus, Ohio. And then even in fact, in Australia also they have their own. So a lot more. So so that's why this is very important to make sure that our cloud is really secure. So we come up with the idea, to embed of the multi-secure party in the cloud because of the security issues related to the classical computing, classical networks, right? So basically, the classical cryptography use asymmetric, so as well as symmetric crypto systems, right? But in our experiment, we use QKD. Yeah. So we use BB84. Yeah. That has been injected in quantum channel. So we managed to see the result of the share secret key. Okay, based on the sender and receiver. And then from there, we can, what we call it, see the result about the, that means in terms of involve the party to distribute session keys and the develop enhanced type finite key, QKD protocol to authenticate multi-party system in cloud. Yeah, so this is what we have done actually on cloud related to QKD. So to ensure that our cloud is actually protected. Yeah. So we actually do the measurement on enhanced type finite key scheme, yeah, and then we managed to calculate the what we call it secret key, QBER, okay, and then somehow we managed to get the final bit rate, yeah. So after somehow the value is 0.7. So from there, we can see that it produced an efficient key rate enhanced type finite key by measuring the finite key length and the as well as qubit error key rate. So this is the result of the calculation of the, the error probabilities if we have the third party expansions of the mean numbers of the photons. Yeah. So it means that the error probability is very small. Yeah. So it is very important to say that error rate reduced to almost 10%. So it is shown that a what we call it, a party type finite key is very much important, yeah, to be adopted in our cloud. Yeah. And then the next is about security issues and quantum communication. Somehow, even the quantum communication is already there, but we have to make sure that it is secure and protected. That's why we propose the using encoding, transformation, and decoding using Huffman decoding. Yeah. So we come up with the ideas of this protocol and algorithms. Okay. And then we managed to see that the number of bits and then the transmission time is reduced. Yeah. So we can see that the comparison of quantum communication efficiency by our proposed HMBSS. Yeah. It is very efficient, yeah, in terms of coding efficiency. So we might reduce the attack, yeah. And then the next one is we also carry out the experiment authentication based on quantum handshake. So that is where the result that we managed to come out, yeah. And then we can see the mutual authentication. And then what is the, what we call it, based on our proposed protocol, what is the quantum communication complexity? So we managed to reduce the quantum communication complexity. So this is actually our result based on the secret angles between SST protocol and a well-known three-stage protocols, yeah? So basically, it shows that it reduces, yeah, that means the attacks and the transmission rate, yeah. So that means what are the most important contributions throughout the concept of qubits as well as the quantum cryptography for the quantum communication is to secure the multi-photon protocol and improve the transmission rate, as well as secure the authentication between legitimate parties, enhance the key generation and distance coverage, as well as parameters that contribute for optimal performance QKD over fiber optic. So right now we are at the age of having optimal performance that can be implemented in 5G so network. So benefits, the information is physical. So any attempt to gain information is about quantum system must alter that system is uncontrollable way. And improper attempt to gain information will alter the system and thus may be detected. And that the future attempts to communicate securely or to protect private information in the midst of public decision may rely on quantum physics. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for that speech. Being a person from a language background, that speech really impressed me. It is heartening to learn that even amongst us, there are exponents of technology and quantum physics that we are indeed not behind in the world when it comes to this field. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the International Innovation Technology Research Exhibition and Conference 2021 is organized by the Faculty of Science and Information Technology, College University Islam Antarabangsa Selangor. And from our college, the next keynote speaker is Dr. Sharbaini Ahmad, who is the Deputy Dean of Student Development and the Alumni, and he'll speak to you now. I welcome him.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. MC. And yang berbahagia Prof. Madya, Dr. Muhammad Farid Ravi Abdullah, Acting Rector of International Islamic University College of Selangor. Professor Technologist Dr. Zuriati binti Ahmad Zulkarnain, keynote speaker 1. Dr. Juzlinda Ghazali, Dean, Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis. Mr. Sabri Himat, Dean Faculty of Science and Technology, Fatoni University, Thailand. Dr. Nur Hakimah, the Director of Research and Innovation Center, Kuis. Mr. Abdul Basit Hamid, CEO of KUISCELL Sdn Berhad. Mr. Director of this event, Itrexc 2021, Mr. Muhammad Khairul Mustaqim Mustafa Kamal, and participants and presenters and participants. I will be talking about the future career in IT, which is focusing on the future technology in information technology, the future technology in IT. All right, so my agenda is human and technology evolution, digital transformation, the impact of digital technology, future trends in IT, and the future careers in IT, and ending with a conclusion. All right, so let's begin our session with a bit discussion about the evolution of technology. If you look at the space issues, the evolution of space since peoples are start going to the moon from I think around 1960s, and then they improved a lot of technology. We improved our satellite facilities and so on. And then military, for example, the evolution of military begins when every time there is a war in the country. For example, the war between Israel and Palestine, the war between US and Iraq and so on. So every time the war has happened, then the military facilities also improve. So that is what we call as the evolution of military facilities. Also same with the health facility. Some of the technology that improve the health facility, for example, X-ray technology, facilities for operations and so on. And also same with transportation and construction. Then the anchor point that I want to discuss in this topic, is this subtopic, is about improvement or evolution of network communication and computer technology, since it is related to each other. Once we have good facility on computer technology and good facilities on network, so it is improved, and then automatically we can see now it try to change our paradigm to a digital era. All right, so what does it mean by digital technology? The transformation of digital technology is the integration of technology into all areas of business fundamentally change how we operate, how we manage the business activities and deliver value to customers and so on. And it's also culture change that requires organizations to continually challenge the status quo, experiment, and get comfortable with failure. So this is what we define as digital transformation in this topic. Now, let's look at the impact of digital technology. All right, I divide the impact of digital technology into two, on the positive side and then the negative side. At first, for example, in cybercrime, this is for sure as a negative side, where when the digital technology improve, then cyber criminal case also increase a lot even in Malaysia and around the world. And then you can see even we have I think around 5 to 6 act law related to cyber criminal, but it is still cannot guarantee that we can avoid the criminal happening in the world. And then number 2 is unbalanced development between rural and urban, bandar and luar bandar. And then next, a global social, no geographical border. So there is no border between one to another country, since we can communicate to each other, also with our friends, our people outside of the country. And then maybe on a positive side also on education, since we are in the pandemic era now. So education, in education we can continue our education process, education activity on virtual and distance learning. And then the services, it is accessible, accountable, and less bureaucratically, so we can access whatever issues, whatever information that we need to access, just press on the keyboard and the button. And then next is on the rapid innovation. The innovation between one to another, between one to another time also happen in very fast. So I will try to explain this in the details. For example, we look at this statistic in okay, we look at from this statistic, we can see that there are about 7.83 billion population in the world, and then the urbanization is about 56%, 56.4%, and then the mobile phone users is about 66%, 66.6%, which is on 5.22 billion. And then the internet user, whether it is from mobile phone or from computers, is about 4.66 billion. And then the users of MedSource, social media, is about 4.2 billion users. The next number of years it took for each product to gain 50 million. This is also the impact of digital technology. Since previously we have not yet enough facilities on digital technology, it will take a long time to gain 50 million users. For example, airlines take about 68 years, automobiles take about 62 years, telephone about 50 years, and so on. And then let's look at the bottom part of the slide. For example, YouTube just take about 4 years to gain 50 million users, and then Facebook about 3 years, and then Twitter's about 2 years. So this is the complete evidence to show that digital era improve the establish the facilities that can help to gain a lot of many users for the computer and an internet facility. And then try to look at the time per day spent using internet. So from this statistic, we can see that the average peoples in the world use internet is about 6 hours and 43 minutes on January 2020. So meaning that this is from the 2019 statistic. Okay, so where is Malaysia? So Malaysia is number 9, ranking number 9. About 7 hours and 57 minutes use internet daily. So let's look at before that, you can see that Philippines is the first higher, ranking number 1, and then the other Southeast Asia country is Thailand and Indonesia. Okay, so let's look at the statistic on January 2021. In January 2021, which is on the pandemic time, it is increased from for the worldwide average users is 6 hours and then 54 minutes compared to previously on 6 hours and 45 minutes. Just the difference is just a few minutes, and then we can see the highest users is still Philippines, and then Malaysia increased to number 6, about 9 hours and 17 minutes a day. Okay, and then how about the other Southeast Asia country? Philippines and Malaysia improved to number 2, highest in the Southeast Asia, and then Indonesia and Thailand also still in the top 10. Okay, and then Vietnam considered lower than the average rate, which is on 6 hours and 47 minutes. All right, and then also look at here accelerating growth in technology, since we have facility on a microprocessor system, Windows and Linux and so on. In this era, on end of 1990s, we can see that the growth is very fast. Then up to currently, we can see that the technology also the gap between one to another technology is also in a very short time. And then this is the comparison between 2019 and 2021 internet users in the minutes. In 60 seconds, we can see what people are doing in the internet. Okay, for example, we see on 2019 YouTube users by viewing the videos and looking the activities on the internet is in 1 minute is about 4.5 million compared to here is about 500 hours content uploaded. Okay, and then how about Netflix? 694,000 hours watched, but on 2021, 28,000 new subscribers. Right. So that's all on the digital evolution of digital technology, and then I'll try to bring the discussion on what will be the future trends in IT, especially in the digital era. So before that, we go to try to compare between old power values and new power values. Okay, you can see here on old power values, the managerialism, institutionalism, representative governance. So this is the method or kind of their technique or activities that during the management and so on. And compared to the new power values, informal, opt-in decision making, self-organization, network governance and so on. And then the old power values, exclusivity, competition, authority, resource consolidation. And the new power values, because everything can be accessed through internet, you can get everything online and very fast. So it is in open source collaboration, crowd wisdom and sharing. So once they once they have something, they try to keep it and then not for sharing. But now everything can be shared through online by using the facilities on the internet. And the next, discretion, confidentiality, separation between private and public spheres. But since in the digital era, it is a radical transparency. So everything can be referred to through online. And then next is professionalism and specialization. And in the new power values is do it ourselves. We can make ourselves by refer to the internet. And then long-term affiliation and loyalty, less overall participations. And then the new power values, short-term, conditional affiliation, and so on. All right, so this is a business models of Amazon. You can see here how Amazon is actually from their core business on physical bookstores, and then they move to once they move to digital era, they come up with a different business module, which is focused on a platform for cloud technology, online business, and so on. So but at the same time they still maintain their physical stores. But when we see the comparison between the 2017, 18, and 19, we can see that their business on online activities is increased a lot compared to their core business previously. All right, so this is the digital disruptor. Currently, most of the giant in the business in the world, they try to merge their business, collaborate with others. Okay, we can see here for tier 1 auto suppliers, you're working with Windows. Here also working with Google, Cypress, and so on. And here also they work with eBay, Amazon, and so on. So this is the kind of business currently and maybe in the future. And a digital disruption, we can see that world's largest taxi company have even no taxis. Okay, a giant telco company, Skype, WeChat, WhatsApp, and so on, have no telco infra, even one single infra tower in the world, right? And then Alibaba, world most valuable retailer, has no inventory. Facebook, most popular media owner, creates no content on in Facebook, and so on. All right. So this is a top 10 demand job in IT currently. Research by Simple Learn on 2021. And then maybe still available for a few years incoming. Okay, data scientists, for example, since we are in the big data era, from IoT, so this is a very important position in IT right now. Okay, data scientists, IT solutions, big data engineer, software architect, DevOps, developers, operation teams engineer, and then blockchain engineer, cloud architect, artificial intelligence engineer, and so on. Right. So this is the top 10 skills from the future job report. Okay, the skills that we need for the future. So if we involve with the in education area or skills or training provider, we have to be concerned on this. Okay, by 2025, people are need on analytical thinking and innovation skills, active learning and learning strategies, complex problems, critical thinking, and so on. But look at the on this side, the type of skill. So we can see here the skills on problem solving is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 10 skills on needed on 2025. Okay, the most important one is problem solving skills, and then followed by how about the self management, have about 2, working with people, meaning that communication skills, leadership skills, and so on, 1, and then technology use and development, 1 and 2. Yes, 2. Right. So this is a critical skills in the future. So how to prepare for it? So the future workers should have an upskilling, collaborative workplace platform, expert internal application and system. They have to know everything in details about the system that they use for their activities. Security for sure, the most important, security in everything, and in data handling. They have to know how to manage the data, how to extract, how to explore and expand the data and everything. And then creative for sure in the digital design and creation, and then competency and skilling, to be ready with to compete with others at any time. All right, and then to conclude my presentation, I would say about the I can say that the pandemic has accelerate the acceptance of digital era. It's just like a mechanism that catalyzed the acceptance of digital facilities in the world, and then it is a part of our life. Even now, it is part of our life, and it's still available, maybe for a few years in coming, and then whether we are ready or not, it is in our life now. Okay, so then skill and creativity is a dynamic. It can be changed, it can be improved, and then it can the skills and creativity is always change and try to suit with the trend. Okay, and then must be increased continuously to survive in the digital era. And then since the technology rapidly change, so what will be the future of IT in education, okay, in academic? So, and then how to prepare the talent that we will produce in the university, in higher education center, and training, skill training center, and so on, to be prepared for the future digital era. So I think I just leave it to the audience to be maybe to think, to discuss in details about this, and to work to prepare for our future education in IT. And then that's all from my presentation. Thank you for the invitation, and then wallahu alam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharbaini. It was interesting to note that at an average, Malaysians spend 9 hours on the internet. I contribute to that as well. And to see the change, because we are from the traditional careers to the IT generation careers is quite large. The change is quite large. And I wonder how long the traditional careers would actually survive. But by the time these changes happen, I'm not worried because I'll most probably be dead. Moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to call upon the acting rector of the International Islamic University College Selangor, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Farid Ravi bin Abdullah, to present to you his speech. Welcome, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. MC. The Honorable Datuk Haji Ahmad Amzah bin Muhammad alias Hashim, Deputy Minister, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI. The Honorable Professor Dr. Zuriati binti Ahmad Zulkarnain, Deputy Dean, School of Graduate Studies, University Putra, Malaysia. The respected Director of Itrexc 2021, Mr. Khairul Mustaqim bin Mustafa Kamal. The Honorable Dr. Juzlinda binti Ghazali, Dean, Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Fstm, College University Islam Antarabangsa Selangor. The Honorable Delegates of Fatoni University. Distinguished guests, speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen, allow me in this opportunity to welcome all of you to our international conference and exhibition. Alhamdulillah, our gratitude and praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His blessing, grace and mercies that have made us possible to gather here in this virtual international conference Itrexc 2021. Faculty of Science and Information Technology FSTM College University Islam Antarabangsa Selangor is very pleased to host this conference and research exhibition virtually this year. This event would have been impossible without the support of each and everyone present here. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who have sincerely committed to this event to make it a success. Respected presenters, scholars, participants, brothers and sisters, Itrexc is actually the combination of two yearly held programs, namely the International Conference on Information Technology and Society 2021, ICIT 2021, and the Technology Innovation and Research Exhibition 2021, Itrexc 2021. This year, the theme of Itrexc 2021 is Pioneering Adoptable and Impactable Innovation and Research. The aim is to be one of the platform to bring together researchers, developers, professionals and practitioners from the academia and industry to share the ideas, expertise, findings, outputs, products and benefit in various technological fields. Dear valued scholars, Today we live in a world driven by rapid changes of digital and computer technology. One finding in a study by Deloitte Digital 2020 said that human experience uncertainties at this time. About 56% of the study population wants their digital and technology experience to deeply understand human values. I believe that this is where the theme pioneering adaptable and impactable innovation and research plays its role. Ladies and gentlemen, many of us do not realize how technology is changing our life and concurrently destroying many of our long-held value, virtues, and relationships. It has been shown that the level of trust must be enhanced as technology advances. In line with the conference theme, values drive human feeling and actions. They are not what we do, but why we do it. Together, insight from the conference discussion may lead us all to understand how to build trust by meeting the human values in technology. Hand in hand, we need to cooperate with every profession and all to produce an adaptable technology innovation for the next generation lifestyle. This conference is a building block that will help technologists, social science experts, and academics to acquire the characteristics of caring, empathetic, and integrity-minded advocates on technology and society. I believe the outcome of the discussions in this conference will produce an essence of technology that is trusted and has human value as a universal priority. My beloved brothers and sisters, on this occasion, again I would like to thank the Itrexc 2021 committees and organizers. We are especially honored this year by support and collaboration with KUISCELL Sdn Berhad, Kuis Research and Innovation Management Center RIMC, the District Education Office of Hulu Langat Selangor PPD, and the Faculty of Science and Technology Fatoni University Thailand. This conference reflects our mission to encourage the collaboration between institutions. Once again, welcome to Itrexc 2021. I hope that this conference will be of benefit to all of us. With great pleasure, I wish you a fruitful conference ahead. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Farid, for your speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had this conference for 2 days and we are approaching the end of the second day. And to officiate the closing of the third International Innovation Technology Research Exhibition and Conference 2021, we are indeed honored to have with us the Honorable Datuk Haji Ahmad Amzad bin Muhammad alias Hashim, the Deputy Minister from the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Let us welcome him with his speech.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Mr. MC. Yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Muhammad Farid Ravi bin Abdullah, Acting Rector of International Islamic University College of Selangor. Professor Technologist Dr. Zuriati binti Ahmad Zulkarnain, first keynote speaker, Deputy Dean, School of Graduate Studies, University Putra Malaysia. Dr. Syabaini Ahmad, second keynote speaker, Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis. All the Kuis top management, Dr. Juzlinda Ghazali, Dean, Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis. Mr. Sabri Haimat, Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, Fatoni University, Thailand. Dr. Faradillah Ikma, the Deputy Director of Research and Innovation Center, Kuis. Mr. Abdul Basit Hamid, CEO of KUISCELL Sdn, the District Education Office of Hulu Langat, Selangor. Mr. Muhammad Khairul Mustaqim Mustafa Kamal, Director of Itrexc 2021. The Deans, the Directors, the Head of Departments, the Judges and Moderators, and all the participants and presenters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah for all the blessings given. Our peace be upon the great Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For we are grateful to Allah who grants His blessings and permission for all of us to gather in today's blissful virtual closing ceremony for the 3rd International Innovation, Technology and Research Exhibition and Conference, Itrexc 2021. First and foremost, I would like to extend my congratulations to the organizers together with the secretariats from the Faculty of Science and Information Technology, Kuis, in collaboration with KUISCELL Sdn, Kuis Research and Innovation Management Center, RIMC, the District Education Office of Hulu Langat, Selangor, and the Faculty of Science and Technology, Fatoni University, for the successfully organization of this exhibition and conference. Alhamdulillah, this year, even though we are still facing the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic, this exhibition and innovation program can still be successfully implemented virtually using digital platforms. Congratulations and well done once again. I was informed that this year's exhibition has received a total of 17 innovation exhibitions entries, competing across several categories and themes, including teaching and education technology, mobile computing and application, creative content and multimedia, science, social science, innovations and recycle, and drawing and creative arts. Congratulations to all exhibitors who have successfully showcased their innovations on this virtual platform. I was also made known that a total of 34 papers have been presented covering the themes of informatics, applied informatics, multimedia, software engineering, as well as ICT and society. My heartfelt congratulations is also extended to these presenters who have shared their findings of their scholarly research in today's virtual conference. Ladies and gentlemen, research can be generally defined as a systematic and disciplined activity conducted for the purpose of creating and developing knowledge. It involves various forms across a wide array of disciplines, including the discovery of scientific and social research, the creation of or refinement of concepts and theories, techniques, or compositions, or expanding current understanding through critical analysis. Meanwhile, innovation refers to creation and implementation, whether in the form of new processes, products, services, or delivery methods, which are able to provide a significant improvement in results, efficiency, effectiveness, or quality. These two elements need to be combined to make education in the country moves in line with the current development of information technology. Research is closely related to innovation. Innovation is highly demanded in Islam because it can provide added values and continuous benefits to the life of the Ummah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Ar-Ra'd, verse 11, "For every man and woman, there are angels who always follow them in turn, from their front and behind. These angels guard them by the command of Allah. Indeed, Allah does not change the condition of people until they change what is in themselves. And when Allah intends evil against people, none can avert it, and there is no protector for them other than Him." Ladies and gentlemen, aligned with the theme of pioneering adaptable and impactable innovation and research, and within the context of a country that aspires to become a developed nation, universities play an important role not only to produce quality human capital, but also to produce excellent intellectual properties through research and innovation. Therefore, the theme of today's exhibition and conference is highly relevant in pioneering the impact of innovation and research that is important today. I strongly hope that the field of research and innovation shall be further upheld and regarded as a strong intellectual culture in the institution for the benefit of improvement of Malaysia's education system. I also hope that the organization of innovation exhibitions and conferences like what we have today shall be continued in the future to shape the minds of educators and students in cultivating the culture of research and innovation. The Ministry constantly provides our support to the effort of organizing innovation events that serve as a platform for the emergence of creative and highly innovative ideas. It is hoped that the International Innovation, Technology and Research Exhibition and Conference today has been able to provide a stimulus for all to continuously cultivate the research culture while serving as a platform for the creation of innovative products that can be elevated to the international level. Before concluding my speech, I would like to once again express my appreciation to the organizers who have been working hard to realize this virtual exhibition and conference. Finally, with the words Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby officiate the third International Innovation, Technology and Research Exhibition and Conference Itrexc 2021. Siru ala barakatillah wa billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost approaching the end of the program. Now, it is customary for us to have some sort of a summary of what has happened in the past 2 days. But the Honorable Minister and the montage that you saw just now basically covered everything that you needed to know: the objectives, why we're having this, how we're having it, who are the organizers. So that is a summary of what we have done for the past 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a request. In a normal conference, at the end of the day, before you leave, we will have a photography session where we will all go out into the sun, line up and take a picture. But now, since we are all at home, most of us are at home in front of our computers, I would like to request that when we come to the point where we are going to take your photograph, please switch on your videos so that we can see your lovely faces and we can all have a big smile and take a picture. Besides that, now we are going on to the next part, almost at the last part of the session, where I will announce the winners. Why am I excited? I'm going to announce the winners of the Innovation Product Exhibition and Best Paper. They've had your presentations yesterday, so the judges have selected several winners. Calm down, Raj. And I will announce them to you as it appears on the screen. Wait for it. After which we will have the photography session. Now I'm just looking at the screen. We'll wait. Are we ready? The technical side? Or while we are waiting, does anyone want to say hello? Oh well, we're still waiting for it to be streamed. Oh, I've just been informed that there is a slight glitch in the streaming of things, so we'll just wait just for a little while. Meanwhile, although we are at the end of things, allow me to introduce myself, the Master of Ceremony for today, which I actually forgot to do. I'm Raj Ali, Zahid Ali, and I'm one of the teaching. Oh, here we are. Yeah, I teach here in College University Islam ADOPTABLE Selangor. That's all about me. We are ready. Okay. Just when I was about to introduce myself more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the winners of the innovation products. Category 1 is IPT professionals with the sub-theme of mobile computing and application. The gold goes to Siti Zahara Mohit with the title of the paper Interactive Umrah Quiz. Category 1 IPT professional with the sub-theme of mobile computing and application. Well, it's only one. Is coming. For those of the technical problem that we are having will. Okay, the bronze goes to silver. Okay. don't read that before I confirm it. It could be bronze, it could be metal, it could be iron, it could be, what is it? Gone. And we are back. All right, as I mentioned just now, the goal goes to Zahara Mohit with the paper title Interactive Umrah, Quiz, Category 1, IPT Professional, Sub-theme, Mobile Computing and Application. Silver goes to Mr. Ahmad Shukri bin Adnan from the same category. The bronze goes to a team led by Siti Zahara Mohit also, T.S. Khairuddin bin Baharum, Hiro Nizam Abdul Rahman, Nurul Azman Zakaria, and Rohiza Abdul Rahman from the same category. Second category is IPT professionals with the sub-theme of Education, Technology, and Teaching. The goal goes to Professor T.S. Dr. Manjit Singh. The name is hidden behind, I cannot see the full name, with the title Augmented Reality-Based Human Physical Training from UNITEN. From the category 2, IPT professional, with the sub-theme of Education, Technology, and Teaching. Silver goes to Azwani Muhammad Muhaddis from the same category. And the bronze goes to Nurul Iktisam binti Yaqub, Muhammad Sharul Nizam Muhammad. I'm sorry, but because the panel of names, the panel of your lovely faces is covering part of the screen, so I can only see Muhammad what? Can you help? Somebody is helping me. Oh, great, yay, thank you. Muhammad Sharul Nizam Muhammad Danuri and Muhammad Fairuz bin Johari from the category of IPT Professional, sub-theme, Education, Technology, and Teaching. The third category is IPT students with the sub-theme of Mobile Computing and Application. And the goal goes to Muhammad Hilmi bin Izani with the title Aplikasi Mudah Alih Perbandingan Agama, Kuis. Silver goes to Nur Aiza binti Abdul Rahman from the same category. And the bronze goes to Go Kok Ming from the IPT students category. Next, we have the secondary school category, Sekolah Menengah, secondary school with the sub-theme of Creative Content and Multimedia. And the goal goes to Heng Zin Yi with the title Organic Material as Edible and Hygienic Soap to against the COVID-19 pandemic. He's still in school. The fifth category, also from the schools, secondary schools, the sub-theme of Innovation and Recycling. The goal goes to Jared Lee Ming Chung with the title Durian Husk as a potential biomass activated carbon to remove contaminants in water, in water. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce the best research papers that were presented throughout our conference. The best paper with the code ITSO13 is titled Modeling Vegetation Index Changes in Taiwan from 2000 to 2020 by Shahidan Abdul Mana and Apiradi Lim and Ibtisam Hama from the Faculty of Science and Technology, Prince of Songkhla University. Congratulations. The next one goes to, with the code of ITS 19, the impact of Ngram on the Malay text document clustering by Rosmayati Muhammad, Nazarul Nazia Muhammad Muhaid, and Nur Maizura Muhammad Nur from the Faculty of Ocean Engineering, Technology and Informatics, UMT. And also Zulaiha Ali Uthman from the Faculty of Information Science and Technology, UKM. Next, with the code ITSO27, Implicit Aspect Extraction Techniques in Sentiment Analysis, a survey done by Shakira Muhammad Sofi from Jabatan Sains Computer, Faculty Science and Technology Maklumat Kuis, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, MJIIT UTM, and Adi Slamat from Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, School of Computing, Faculty of Engineering and Media and Games, Center of Excellence, MagicX, and Center for Basic and Applied Research, Faculty of Informatics and Management, University of Kralove, with apologies, Czech Republic. Oh, yeah, those were the best papers and winners of the product exhibition, innovation product exhibition. Congratulations to all the winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming right to the end of our session. I would like to thank everyone involved, those who made this success, this event a success, the third International Innovation Technology Research Exhibition and Conference 2021, or in short, I had it here. That's I say it wrongly. Itrexc 2021. I would like to thank all of you for your contribution and your support for this event. We are coming to the end of it. As I've mentioned earlier, we're going to have a photography session. So please, everyone, please switch on your camera so that we can see you. While we're waiting, you can practice your smiles, stretch your face. And the technical side would Professor Dr. Zuriati, you're still with us. Well, since you're here, I would like to thank you again personally for your presentation just now. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you very much.
It was really heartening to know that we have accomplished such things amongst us, amongst Malaysians.
Well, we need to have our own product, yeah, our own product, yeah.
And we thank you for it. It was really, the only thing about quantum physics that I remotely know is what I see from Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
The Schroeder cat, you know, I'm familiar with that, but just from sitcoms, that's it. I was really impressed. Okay. Thank you so much.
Good. Yeah.
We're still waiting for
the photography session will start from the technical team. Okay. Now all smile, look at the camera. 1, 2, 3. Second screen. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone from the technical team. Congratulations everyone.
Alhamdulillah, we've come to the end of the program. So thank you again so much for joining us. I wish you well. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay safe, stay well.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, thank you everyone. Now everyone can leave this session.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Tahniah
By the way, this
semua.
is still live,
Tahniah
By the way, this is still live,
Still live. Live tu.
Tahniah semua. Tahniah
Meaning
semua.
that mannerism of the speech still implement, mannerism of the speech. Okay, thank you everyone.
Ada ambil gambar AJK ke?
Terima kasih semua.
Okay, kita ada daripada Tuan Pengarah. Tuan Pengarah nak
Tahniah
cakap
Dr. Zara.
Kita ada Tuan
Boleh
Pengarah
jadi
ni.
millionaire.
Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya sebagai pengarah projek nak ucap jutaan terima kasih kepada semua ahli sekretariat biro. Jutaan terima kasih sebab saya tak pernah expect sampai ke tahap ni. Tanpa bantuan semua, saya rasa program ni mungkin tak berjaya lah kan. So memang berjaya ni atas usaha semua lah. Okay, saya nak ucap terima kasih.
Live,
Okay,
live
terima
is
kasih
still on.
semua, terima kasih
Live is still on.
Saya sangat menghargainya. Apa doktor?
Live session is still on.
Masih live. Biar semua orang tahu kata saya menghargainya. Okey, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, thank you. Saya akan stop presentation ni ya. Terima kasih.
Okay, jom.
Apa kata saya ambil kan?
No, you kena masuk.